looking to get good.
Yeah.
YCS Andy featuring GGYGO himself.
Yeah, man.
It's about time. It took too long.
How we doing?
We're here.
Good.
How are you doing? You just got, what, top 4 out of 3-3, right?
Top 4 out of 96 teams.
Where's it at?
That's insane.
And the side event, the 3-3, is great. It was a fun time.
The prize, bro. You're the only one of us that won anything this weekend.
Yeah, we saw.
Trevor got a...
Oh, Trevor did get a big bingo machine go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got the Cola Soul, the Metaltronis, the Atoles. It's kind of cool. This card's got forgotten about. It's not that good. But a lot of people are really weird about this card. Way where there's a will. It's like bad prosperity. But like everyone's like, oh my god, the card's going to be crazy. It just wasn't. But like, I don't know. It's kind of cool. I might put it in my
Chester resolved that for 9 against someone at a regional a couple weeks ago.
It's pretty wild, though.
It is. And Metaltronis was just using the finals.
Shout out Paulo.
That was crazy.
I'm so sad Chris lost, bro.
Dude, were you watching that or were you still playing?
I was still playing, so I didn't get to see like any of it.
It was like the last turn that like mattered at all was like Chris went first. He was like, he summoned a witch. Okay, he summoned a witch, pitched skill drain. So like we're like, does he just have another skill drain in hand? Which he did. And he's like, so he goes, Paulo goes imperm, I think. Chris crossouts it. Paulo chains Valor on the witch. Man, he really wants to stop this witch. This is crazy. And Chris just passes. He sets one, passes. He flips the skill drain, like in his turn. And then Paulo crossouts the skill drain. And I'm like, oh my god.
Game 1 was Paulo starting, went die roll, bonfire, Chris ashes, and he passed.
Oh my gosh, that was insane. Yeah.
I've definitely been in those situations before. Like, I was back when Mystic Mine was legal. I got my Mystic Mine cross-outed, and I was like, this sucks.
Yes. Dude, it feels so bad. Nah, bro. So we just love you. We wanted to have you on for so long, dude.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We love GG.
Yeah, we do.
Love you guys too.
I don't know. How's this weekend been? Like, it's been weird for us because like all of our team basically was out really fast. I mean, there were a few that were X2.
We had 3 make day 2, but they all lost last round.
And
or taking on bubble.
So like usually when we're playing like 10 rounds, it's just like, I don't know. I was just kind of chilling.
Bro, I was so prepared for this event just to get Runic stunned out in Oblivion.
But I was
so mad.
So my event went really weird. I got God-handed more than I would like to admit. I impermed a Snake Eye Ash, and then my opponent scrambled to put together a Princess. I build the Princess, and the next action was 1-for-1 pitch Flameburge. And I was like, sometimes you just want it more. You've had the better gamer chair. Like, I don't know what it is, right? Like, it was pretty crazy. You know, I felt like really betrayed for my deck, right? Because the previous weekend, I was undefeated at Detroit until round 7 with the same list. And I was like, well, that sucks. So then I go to the 3v3 and I make top 4 at the same list. And I was like, where was this in the main event?
RNG, baby.
Yeah.
You're playing tier, right?
Yeah, I was playing tier. Just tier with Horus cards. It's great.
Horus cards are nuts.
Horus cards are nuts.
Chalice, Goddess. Played that card. Card's insane.
Shout out John.
They were just talking about that, dude. Goddess went hard this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got Goddess this weekend.
Card's insane.
I don't think anyone's ever summoned Goddess against me.
It's insane, bro.
I've summoned it many times.
In the 3v3, I added a massive Noir because they were just like, you don't play Goddess. And I was like, Goddess? It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, man, it's insane.
Did you see the conversion for Top Cut?
Oh, absolutely. That was gross.
25 Snake Eye decks, like out of 32.
Yeah, you know what would fix that problem? Where there is fire, we could have some more aqua.
Where's that ice barrier stuff?
You know, just throw in kit to 1, you know, fix the whole format.
That's what I'm saying, but
yeah. Play fire with fire, you know, it's
I
good.
could do kit to 1.
Yeah.
I would love kit to 1. Shifter Bang, kit to 1. Perfect format.
I think they could put kit to 1 now.
No,
listen, keep your shifter. Keep your shifter at 3. I don't care. Give me kit to 1.
You heard it here. You heard it here.
Give me kit to 1.
Kit to 1, baby.
I sided 3 cross out and a shifter, and I made deck a call by. I play against 3 shifter decks in my first 3 rounds of the 3v3. Didn't care. I was like, let's go.
If you support Kit to 1, follow GGYGO on Twitter.
That's
every day, baby.
Every day.
It's
every day, Kit to 1.
I open Twitter to like tweet something for Guud Gaming, and it's just like, this
Kit to
man,
1. Kit to
shifter.
1.
Ban shifter, Kit to 1.
Please.
That's fair. I hate shifter.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of like these shifters sometimes.
It just creates so many non-games.
Yeah,
and I feel like It's really weird too, because we're at this weird point in the game where like we're limiting all the floodgates, and we're like, okay, like this is great, and then they're like, here's Colossus, here's Protos, here's Shifter, like all these cards that are just like lingering floodgates, and that's worse. Like I'd rather deal with a trap card and just be like Lightning Storm Bozo.
Yeah,
like you know, but like you can't answer a lingering floodgate.
There's no outplay to Shifter. Like,
right.
Your only outplay is what?
The one of Gamma.
Gamma.
Yeah.
I also hate them putting the floodgates to 1. I think if they're gonna limit the floodgates, ban them.
Like, I got rostered 3 times in one match this weekend. I feel you.
Getting anti-spelled now feels so much worse than getting anti-spelled before.
Shout out, Dan. Sorry, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
It's the same thing too. It's like back when IO was a problem, right? It's like this was in tri-breed format. And so you'd combo through 3, like 2/3 of your deck, and then you'd rip Prosperity and you'd essentially search IO. Right. And so then we're like, all right, like IO's the problem, ban IO. It's like at some point, got to realize that Prost is the problem. Like if you go end of your combo, rip Prost and search your 1-up, like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is. Dude, Prosp is such an insane card. We've been talking about that for so long, and it's just like at this point, will they ban it? Like there have been so many crazy formats, like so many like near tier 0 formats with like Prosp in it, and it's just not gotten touched.
I think it's ridiculous to where like you hit desires because you're like that card's broken, and then you're just
they
like,
managed to draw 2.
I'm just gonna leave Prosperity in the game. It's like you have a different card called Pot of Duality that has such a harsh restriction.
Yeah.
Like no one can play it except for Bird Brain,
and it reveals half the card.
Right, and so like Prosperity is just like, it's like it's fine. Like look at 6 cards, you do half damage. Tempai is like, that don't matter. Like it's
I can deal 16. We're chill.
Yeah,
dude. Speaking of Tempai, there was so much, and there was so little in Top Cut.
Yeah, one converted.
One
Converted.
Top Cut was.
Yeah, one.
That's crazy.
And dude, okay, Thomas, you know Thomas.
Shout out Thomas.
He almost topped. And he played 6 Tempai. Day 1. Which is insane.
Tempai was everywhere. Yeah. I really wanted to be like the funny one to play tier limit and play like Rise to Full Height in my graveyard.
Bro,
there was only one Melodious deck at the top.
Yeah, it was like 60% Snake, 60-something percent.
Yeah, not even Melodious Snake top. Like the Melodious wasn't even the engine at top.
Yeah, just Snake Cash.
I have
hit Birth.
No, leave my birth alone. Leave my birth alone.
It's a cash breather.
Leave my birth. Leave my birth alone.
This man takes him out breathing with Cashier cards too.
I like my Shifter. I like my Cashier cards, bro. I don't know, but it was weird, bro. Like Snake got even what Fire King? It was one Fire King Snake. It was like just pure. It was like 60% pure.
It was one Cashier, one Salamangreat, one Fire King, and 21 pure.
It's insane.
Who plays Salamangreat?
So in all my tier list videos, I always put Salad below like unplayable in its own salad category, and it's just been a bit, but it's also like accurate.
Yeah, just put a rock next to it.
I was at a YCS. I remember like my opponent was like adding so many cards to their hand. They're playing Salad. They had like a board set, a couple set, and like the Raging Phoenix won out, and I was like, okay, like I had 6 cards in my hand to like break their board, and they had like a full hand too. And I sat there for a second in my head, and I was like, wait a second. All these cards say Salamangreat on them. I just win, right? And so I just started gassing through the board and killing them. And I was just like, that checks out.
Yeah. Salad's ass.
Yeah.
Sorry,
until that changes, that's staying below unplayable.
Catch Nats when he wins Nats with Salamangreat, and I'm pissed about it.
Let's not.
Talking about Nats, we get a lot of new cool cards. We get the Infernoid cards, we get the Whitewood cards, we get the Fiendsmith cards. Any idea in the Ice Barrier? Yeah, because Sprite could put up Double Toad again.
Yep.
Do we have any idea of like what we can expect? What you have ideas for? Because we don't really want to talk about what we're gonna play, right? But like ideas for like the realm of possibility.
I'm kind of scared at seeing the conversion of, like right now we already have a lot of Timbot players, but we're talking about how there's only one conversion. I'm kind of scared to see how much more the conversion changes than that, because they get the new Timbot cards. The new Timbot cards are wild.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna go from 200 people playing it to 30 people topping with it. Like I really think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, So, do you like follow the OCG like meta? Yeah,
I watch a lot of it.
We were talking like on the way here, I think, about how the Fiendsmith cards are like 80% of the OCG meta, right? It's like it's insane. Like every version of it, like every version of it. It's like there's so much stuff you can play in those, and it's just like I think that is going to be everywhere. I think people are going to see that, and it's just they're so insane.
Bean Smith tier,
bro.
Great.
So we put we'll see.
We're not
We'll see.
Yeah, it's kind of wild that they're making this illegal for Nats, though.
Yeah, they confirmed that. They're making this, the set will be legal for Nats. We were talking earlier about if we think, before that, I think the Wayward cards are underrated. I think they're going to show up somewhere.
I think that they were underrated until Baron got banned.
That's
because
fair.
If you had Toy Soldier plus a Whitewood card, I think it was one of the level 2s, you end on like 7 interruptions in like a full hand. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's fair.
But like now without Baron, it's like better put up the monster negate because you're going to have a rough time with the rock.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess when we were like looking at it and like thinking about like what that deck could do, it was before the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baron and Savage and stuff. And yeah, that's fair. I do.
When do we get to Toy Soldier cards?
Hopefully battles. They're not confirmed yet.
Hopefully battles. If it's not, then Tibby and Bean Smith, let's go.
Yeah, because like the Whitewood cards are like good and like they do things, but like the Toy Soldier cards are just insane. Yeah. Like I don't know if you've actually like played with them yet, but like the second they're removed from the small trap zone, they get to reborn themselves and do things. And then like the toy box sets them both in the small trap zone. It's like this card, like this whole engine is insane. Like we were having so much fun with it. And what was really funny is I was actually on stream comboing with the deck and like showing people what the deck did. Everyone's like, oh my God. And like, this is insane. And then Isaiah jumps in my chat mid testing and he goes, it's out. And I was like, what's out? Now it's just like not even thinking about it. I was like, I'm playing my Whitewood combo, bro. And he's like, the ban list is out. I was like, oh my God.
He was like, you're trolling me. That's what it's saying in pictures.
I looked at my waitlist list, deck list, and I was like, delete. I was like, no matter.
Bro.
Can we talk about how they revealed the list on Twitter? It wasn't on the website. That was wild.
The list was insane. Yeah. Like, that was the wildest list we've had in a long time.
But it was more terrifying than people thought it was going to be. Like, everyone was so scared of Protos and Colossus. I hate Colossus.
Oh, yeah. But
I'm so glad I don't have to do it.
Yeah. It'll be a problem in the future, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It made me really mad when Baron got banned. And everyone's like clamoring for Oppo ban too. And I'm like, we're allowed to have good things. Please. Right? Like, they're obscenely good cards, but there's like an obscene amount of counter, right? So like, I don't really think
everything's counter and stalls the game or stales the game.
Yeah, and so I was like, listen, like a lot of people just want their hand traps to resolve. I get it, but like at the same time, it's like there should be a prevention for the prevention, right? Like a counter to a counter. Yep. This is fine. Yep. There's literally a trap called counter to counter a counter. Like we should have counters for counters, right? So for me, I don't know. It just makes me really upset when people are like, clamor, like ban the good card, and then like they ban the good card, and then the next good card gets banned after that, right?
Yeah, like I could see the Savage getting banned. Like
that's fine.
Give them Baron, you know, like let us keep Baron. That's what I'll mitigate. It's fine. But like, I think they'll bring it back whenever Snake Eye gets hit. At least one of them.
We'll see.
Like hopefully Baron.
Hopefully. I love Baron. Baron's great.
Same. I love this Baron.
I know a lot of people are like pull for. I want all of the like crazy cards to be in-engine, like, or like archetype specific cards. Like I know Logan is a big proponent of like, I want most of the cards to be like archetype specific, so there's not a bunch of generic cards that everybody can play. Like you have to actually, like, different decks do vastly different things, as opposed to like every deck right now is in on Appaloosa plus there are other things. But like, I know he doesn't like that a lot of the time.
So I'll challenge you on that too.
Yeah.
Because I think that you should have generic things like that, because if you print the same card for 20 decks, it just gets repetitive. And then it's like, how do you print out all of them? And then like every single deck, you just expect the card's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
So I think that like having something generic that people can just utilize, especially if it's like a really bad deck, like there's a lot of really bad decks that need the negate first. So like they throw that up inherently, and then they can like go off and do their thing. Mm-hmm. So I think like having the generic one is way better than having like an archetypal one, because you can already have like a crazy amount of like archetypal cards. Like look at Tyr, for example. Like Tyr has so many things, right? But like you have like Recallus, which is like summon negate, but like it's not like Omni. I think that it's really nice to at least have like some kind of generic. I know that Toad's about to be a problem again because like the double Toad, but like even in Tyr, I always went on go Tyr Cash, Shiren, Destrudo target Shiren. You go the Destrudo and the Tier Cash into Baron. Baron pops Shiren affects Fuse. Or now you go into Toad and you put up like an Omni. I think like decks like that just need it so they can put up a board like safely. A lot of people right now are really playing Rock. It's not really popular, but like it will come back the second that people like need to play it, right? So I don't know. I like the generic ones. I don't think that we should print like 25 cards just to have them all the same thing. But like we'll see.
Oh, I think the point was more like, instead of having them the same thing, like make every deck do a different thing, but like at some point they'll do the same thing, right? Like at some point, that's what you're saying, I'm sure. Like at some point, like every deck's gonna have their monster negate. Right. Why don't we just have a monster negate? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's like,
it's just kind of hard to balance.
It also, though, makes the game a lot cheaper. If you have, I mean, obviously, like SP stable is like $120, but it's like, you have that Baron stable. You have all of those, and you can use them in every deck you buy them once. Yeah, right. And they're trying to make stuff more accessible now. I guess with all the rarity collections and reprints.
Trying.
SP's still $120, guys. Where you at?
Fate's Fest gonna be rough.
Thrust is so up there too.
Oh yeah, Thrust is crazy up there. But yeah, I mean, I like it, and like, there's a reason that like everybody has a staple binder too. It's like,
staple binders are important. I think that you should have one. If you don't have one already, get yourself a binder. Put all your staples into one spot. So if you have to go deck building, you just go right in your binder. You're like, oh look, I have everything right here. Great. And while you're at it, put Lancias in those because you're gonna need them for Noid.
Yeah, you are.
And while you're at it, if you have any staples you want to get rid of, this man gives away a lot of staple binders. So if you want to hook him up with some free staples.
Yep.
So I have like boxes on boxes, just like 4x4s, 4 rows. And I just kind of put them all together into deck boxes with like all the different kinds of staples you need, like some kind of a deck core, and then I hand them out to players that really do need it.
Which is awesome. Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, this is a good place to give your rarity collection, dude.
Put it to good use.
Yes, sir. Rarity collection.
Nobody wants to buy it. Just give GGYGO. That looks good.
How about a player in need?
Thanks,
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, one of my favorite things about rarity collection was I literally took all the super hand traps and like board breakers, like put stacks of them in my binder, and then like give them to people at locals, which is way smaller scale than like of a thing. But
it's
like,
still important. It's still impactful.
Yeah, it's like, but it's so cool. Like, oh, like before, it's like, yeah, I need ash blossoms. They're $60. It's like, yeah, that sucks, buddy.
Yeah,
it's like, I need ash blossoms. Oh, cool. I have 7 here.
Go for it. Yeah,
it's just awesome to like be able to have so much access to stuff now.
We just got a new kid that goes to my local too, and I now judge one of the nights at my locals, which is really cool. RW Hobbies and Games. Definitely go ahead and check them out if you're ever in Michigan. Fantastic shot. So I now judge on Sundays. And we have a kid that plays at our locals, and I noticed that he had like, do you know, like one of the hard plastic, like you have to like attach the two?
Yeah.
He had one of those, yeah. And I had like a lot of my cards on me. I literally emptied out one of my deck boxes and walked it over and gave it to him mid-game. And I was just like, you should have this instead. We want to make sure that people actually have like a nice setup so they can go to events and feel confident on how they play.
Appreciate that. That's sick.
That's really cool. And I mean, that is a thing too. Like if you go to an event, like when I was a kid, when I was like 15, I started playing this game. I didn't have a mat. And like I went to a regional like in Knoxville where we live, and like I didn't have a mat. Everybody had a mat, and I had like an ultra deck box, no mat, and like stack of cards. Like I had a real deck, right? But like, I was a kid, I didn't have, and I was like, yeah, this is weird. Like everybody else has this cool stuff. So that's really cool. But like,
yeah. I think it's a big thing for the mental too, because if you sit down and someone has like their calculator case, right? They have like the spell ground, and then you're automatically intimidated, right? So like if you sit down and you have like your own nice setup, I feel like a lot of times it takes off a little bit of the pressure too.
Yeah. And can make someone that like feels more confident against you a little like, oh, maybe we're on the same playing field. Like I know a lot of older players or like, grinders like have those setups and like, yeah, if you're playing on like a paper map, you're probably not playing at the same level as me.
Or you go like Danny and just play on a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Some people do it on purpose.
Bro, oh yeah. One of our friends at a couple of events carried his deck loose in a Ziploc bag.
Shout out Sherb.
We love
that. Dude's wild, bro. And like I think it was back-to-back Saturday, Sunday events, and he top four both of them.
Knoxville, Atlanta.
Yeah, it was
Zodiac. That was the weekend he was carrying his bag in a Ziploc bag.
Yep, his deck was a Ziploc
bag. That was dope.
Yeah. It was annoying. It was not dope.
That's crazy. Speaking
I was like, bro, please put it in your deck box.
Going back to the ban list.
Yeah.
What would we get a ban list for, Nats?
So, okay, we always hear about these like e-ban lists because like the crazy things that happens. We got an E-ban list before in Pepe when it was like 30 out of 32. I think there was like a Dino player and a Cosmo player.
Yeah.
And then the rest was just all Zoo. And they were just like, nah. Like, they just hit that deck, right? So there's been quite a few that we've seen as far as like an E-ban. Not like a ton. It's only been a couple. I don't know if they're going to do like an E-ban list because we already get multi-Ash, right? Like, we already know that's coming. So they might do something different and like hit something else in the deck. If they're going to hit anything in Snake, I think you just ban Oak. I think that's fine.
If you don't want to kill it.
If you don't want to kill it. If you want to kill a ban OSS.
Yeah.
Like, that's there. But I don't think they're going to do that either because they want to make sure that Noid goes well. And so Noid is like OSS, summon Decatron.
Yeah, ban Flamberge.
I'm sorry?
Ban Flamberge.
You could.
Yeah.
That's another big one.
And slaughter it, probably.
Yeah, people complain about drawing it if this is banned.
You can't draw it, bro.
Yeah. Do we see a ban list before Nats? Maybe Konami hears my prayers and they ban shifter.
Do we see a ban list that gives us back the grass is greener to push the Inferno cards?
That would be insane. So it's like the thing about it is it's right on the cusp of like usually do it like every 3 to 4 months, right? So it's like right on the cusp of that 3-month mark.
Right.
Like technically you could get one.
So either it's before Nats and it's just a murder scene, right? Like it's just like crazy, like have fun at Nats. Or it's
before Nats.
Or it's
new set ban list.
Right. Or it's after Nats and they're just like it's the off season, have fun with some crazy things we just threw at you, right? So
yeah, I can see that.
We'll see which one it is. If you were to ask me right now and like what I think was gonna happen, I would say that there's a 80-20% chance we probably get a ban list beforehand. I would not be surprised if we did not. There's so many cards and like the Fiendsmith cards that I think that they act as a ban list. So we'll see. That's what happened with Pote. Like they drop Pote into some ban list and just like have fun.
Yeah, here's a new format.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be probably very similar because we're getting so many cards that will have such high impact. We're also gonna do like Squid Maxi, dude.
I'm excited for that card.
We'll see. We can finally beat Flu. It's very cool. I think that's a card. I talked to someone the other day about this. Even if you're not maining it, you should at least try to play.
That was me and you.
Yeah, like Isaiah and I always have like very cool conversations about things like this too. I agree 110%. Like it should be in your side. Like if it's even like a chance we have pseudo maxi, like that's insane. Like the card will be good.
Yeah.
Let me like qualify that. I played someone yesterday in the main event. He was Korean. He spends like half of his time in Korea, he said, and like half of his time here. And so he plays the OCG format. The Korean format's a little bit different, right? But he plays that format. They have Maxi at 3. And he said everybody still sides the jellyfish. In Korea. He's like, we have Maxi, but why not play 6 Maxis? So right. Like, if they're siding 3 when they have Maxi, like, we're going to side 3. Like 100%.
I have a Maxi, the jellyfish, and another jellyfish. I'm drawing all the cards.
It's just like, the jellyfish just invalidates Phantasme, the rescue engine. Like, it's just the card, right? Like, it was just the one to play. It's a very solid card, and that's one probably going to be like another $80-$100 card, right? So, like,
I hope it's common.
Yeah.
It's common, bro.
You're worried about the Fiendsmith cards being expensive, and now we're like, there's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about if that's secret. Like, oh, no.
Make that secret.
That would be cool.
Even like an ultra, right? Just don't put a secret. Yeah. Like, please.
Super and QCR, please.
Please.
We'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, that there's so much. There's so much that format. People keep telling me like that they want to start testing for Nats format. I'm like, what format is there? Like I keep getting new like information thrown at me.
It's a lot.
What is this, bro?
You got Ubel, you got Inferno, you got all the Fiendsmith decks. You still got the Snake Eye decks. You got the Voiceless Voice. You got Terry, 8-handed play shifter. Like huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
I'm about to play Labyrinth. Just set floodgates. My play rank's done.
Or you can mill 5. Alternatively,
you could mill 5.
You know, I might do that. I might just mill 15.
You watch me play today, bro. You can mill 5.
I've been playing Last One for weeks.
Going normal summon Rhino and go Chain Link 2 Rhino, Chain Link 1 Scream is just like activating YuGiOh. Because you just dump your cash and then you mill 5. That's great.
I played against a Lightsworn guy yesterday, and he goes, I went first, like set up a negate or something, pass. He goes, he charged mills 3, goes, it was 3 tier names, and he just goes,
Can't use any of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it really happens like that sometimes, you know. I was at the regional last week. I was undefeated till round 7, and I remember I was fighting against Lightsword. My opponent had Seal's Dweller, and I was like, okay. And so I was like, first action, main phase, summon Shira in mill 3. He's like, Dweller, you know, like, okay. And I go, battle phase. He goes, that's fine. I was like, attempt to swing over the seal. And he goes, seal effect, bounce Shiren. And I was like, on the cost. He's like, what do you got? I was like, Druid Swarm Seal. And he was ill.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
He was ill. Yeah, it was really good. Normal Summon Shiren, set Meta Noise, that's fully pass.
Meta Noise? 10?
It's so good. Meta Noise is cracked. It's actually so good right
Did you
now.
ever find one for your buddy?
I did.
Oh, good.
I did. It's very good.
Now I want to play tier. You did this to me.
Yeah, this is... Bro, maybe we're just all playing tier formats.
You never played
New gaming, I'll play tier.
You never played
I have
tier.
never played tier in my life.
Oh, it's so good.
You took a break in tier format.
No, I didn't. I took a break until tier format. I came back like when Pope released, basically.
Okay.
I borrowed Sprite and played it for like a few events, like 2 events, and then I was like, well, I need to buy a deck, but I'm not investing, so what did I buy?
Yeah. What did you buy?
Oh no, no,
no, not like this. I thought we were friends.
This man's shifter Darkler eviling me many a times.
Yeah, he's never going to talk to me after this again.
Did you enjoy your time?
Oh, he did.
Normal Summoning Robina?
He loved it. He has it maxed in 2 different languages with QCR or Starlight Snouts.
I do have Starlight.
Hey, we went in the 3v3 today, and we had to beat a team named Council of Robina. I was just like, there was playmats with Robina on it, and I was like,
Did anyone play Fluke?
please don't summon a bird. And then it was the Pearly player, and then I was like, get rid of the Noir. And I was like, all right, we're good. It was like the only other time I had a jump scare like that, I was at a regional, and my opponent sat down with a Robina mat and a Robina hoodie, and then I was like, oh god, we got deck check. You know, like awkwardly staring at each other, right? I was like staring at my tier cards, and they're staring at their flu cards, I would imagine. And I go to play, and I was like, activating cards, you're not interacting with me. I was like, okay. It's like, pass. And he goes, normal summon low. I was like,
thank God.
That's not that deck. We're good.
Yeah, that deck's terrifying.
Yeah.
It really is. No, I'm not. I'm not on the bird gang anymore, bro. But I was for a minute.
God.
I was for a minute. Yeah, it's weird. This format is over. There's a couple more regionals.
Yeah.
No more premier events scheduled. Well, there's like the Euro Nationals and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to both regionals and Nats.
Yeah, or like our Nats. Like this is the last premier event here for our Nats. But there's also like I think Italian Nationals is next week.
And German Nationals the week after.
And then German Nationals the week after. German Nationals was 2 weeks ago, I think.
I think so.
Or was that French? I don't know.
Maybe. Merlin said he was going to German Nats for 2 weeks.
Oh, maybe it was French.
It was French.
Yeah, it was French.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's a couple of like European events, but as far as NA events, this is the last big one. So it's like we're going to be at snake format, and then we're just going to shift to
whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
The chaos is everywhere format.
What 2 regionals are you going to?
Ohio and Indy.
Oh.
Who's Ohio?
6/16 is Ohio. They moved it from Mother's Day to Father's Day.
Oh, sick.
Interesting.
I don't have either of those.
That's horrible.
Can't believe I just said that.
He hasn't. They're
just on my desk. Shout out my parents, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, yeah, there's a reason for us next weekend.
Yeah,
Let me give you a hug.
We love this man.
I love you, Isaiah.
I love you too.
I got a shoulder love.
I love you too.
I love you too.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we have a go next weekend. I'm not going.
I'm not going either.
Why not?
It's on Sunday.
It's on Romina.
No.
I got you, bro. I got Max Italian.
The last I'm not gonna say that. The last time I summoned Robina.
You have Max Italian flew under it.
Yes.
I'm out.
That's been getting good.
That's making good.
What did you watch?
Italian flaunderies. What? It's so crazy too because like so when my friend worked for the shop, he brought, like, someone brought in a collection, and they were, like, looking through everything, and it's, like, crumpled up comments, just, like, bent in half cards, just everything's beaten around the edges. In the middle of the entire stack of everything beaten to just awful, right?
Yeah.
There's one sleeved near mint card. It's an ulti pot of green.
Oh, nice.
You know, like, why? Just like, okay.
That's
great.
crazy. Yeah, dude. Sometimes you find stuff like that.
Yep.
Did you just find a Blackthorn of Evan oldie first ed?
Yeah, I was at this work.
Oh, that's heat.
I was at a work training in Ohio. And me and like this other person there that also plays cards, like just went to a random card shop. They're like, "You want to come?" So like, sure. We went. And they had behind the counter in the glass a 1K of just random cards. It's like, yeah, let me look through that. So I'm looking through, pulling stuff out. They're like adding it as I go. They're like looking it up and adding it, like $7, $8, and I pull out this mint ulti first Blackhorn, and I was like, "What on this?" And they're like, "That'd make your total $9." I was like, $1, cool. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Just go ahead and ring me up, actually. I'll just go ahead and
I'll leave right
now. Yeah, sometimes you find that, bro.
That's sick. Yeah, no, I love all the gems that you can find. I know, like, it was when I first went to RW, I was like 11. I walk in, and there's a kid younger than me. And he has all his cards wrapped up in a rubber band. And, like, I'm a kid, but, like, I know, like, how are you supposed to keep cards?
Yeah.
Right? I look at the front of it. Yeah. I look at the front of his stack. There's an ulti Veiler, like, rubber band to commons. I freaked out. And, like, in my head as an 11-year-old, I was like, what is happening?
At least use tape.
But do you do magic at all? Like MTG?
I know how to, but I'm also a magician, so I was confused.
Yeah, that's why I like specified. Yeah. This man does magic, but yeah. So that person that I went to that card shop with played magic. Like they brought like 3 magic decks, and the deck that they were playing with, and I was like, a bunch of my friends play magic, so I like know a little bit about magic. Sure. And I was like looking at these cards, and I was like, this is like kind of expensive, right? They're like, I mean, yeah. I was like, okay. And I sent a picture to Chase, the dude that came with us, and he was like, I sent a picture of the board. Both of these decks were unsleeved. So I sent a picture of the board, and he goes, oh my God, that board is like $5,000.
Unsleeved.
And I was like, how much is this deck worth? And they're like, a lot. I was like, why is not sleeved? Why is it unsleeved? Yeah, it stresses me out.
I like to fill the card in my hand.
They're like, I'm never getting rid of them. I love these cards. I don't want to contain them. It's like literally what they said. I'm like, I mean, you do you, right? But it hurts me. Yeah, that's why I'm like, it physically hurts.
My body is cringing.
Yeah, it is. Oh my God.
That's when I go through Jabin's deck boxes and there's just max rarity German cards sitting there with no sleeves on, piled on top of each other. Like, bro, you guys stop. Really quit.
Yeah.
Go to Fox's house and all his cards are on the floor.
That does happen.
Like, dog, you got to pick those up. You got kids.
But hey, I appreciate you coming. I don't want to take all your time. I know it's getting kind of late, but
no problem,
bro, is there anything? I mean, you're you, but anything you want to shout out or like get out there before we go?
You know, again, I talk about it a lot, but shout out RW. It's truly been the card shop for me since I was 10 years old. Just such a fantastic shop. The owner's been the same since I was a kid. I've known her for a really long time, and I've always tried to do my best to help out in the shop. I've like pseudo worked there a couple times, and then now I judge. So it's a lot of fun, and I owe a lot to the store and a lot to you guys that watch my channel. I'm always trying to put out the most competitive content and help. I know that, you know, like, I don't have a YCS top yet, but a lot of us don't. And so, like, it's one of those things where it's like, we're all on this journey together, and we're going to get that dub for us one day. It'll come up soon.
No.
Max. We'll put his links in the description. GGYGO and everything. We love him.
This man's awesome. Yeah, follow him, check him out. Again, really appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. We'll see you guys.
Absolutely. It's always a blessing.
See you guys next.